seems like we are pending on a World War III, and everybody is on pins and needles regarding what's happening in Ukraine. Shout out to our producer and the owner of the Plug ATL, Mr. Legend, for putting me down on a very condensed version of what's happening. And in order to really understand what's going on in Ukraine right now, we got to throw it all the way back to 2014 when civil unrest broke out in Ukraine. There was a pro-American group and a pro-Russian group at this time when Ukraine was still a part of Russia. So the pro-American group staged a coup and overthrew the pro-Russian president of the Ukraine territory at the time. And since then, the pro-American crew and the pro-Russian crew have been at it in civil war for the past 7 years.
Wow.
So the pro-Russian crew has been handling its own on the Ukraine territories without overall help from Russia up until last week.
Yeah.
When Putin said enough's enough and I'm tired of allowing my people to be bullied, in a sense. And Putin has called all the big dogs and put all the feelers out saying that anybody that intervenes with what's happening right now with Russia's attempt to redeem its people, including the United States, Europe, and NATO, can get it.
Okay, so why is this your approach? Bombs over Baghdad, that's your approach, Putin. That is a horrible approach. Y'all couldn't have a conversation. You just got to start blowing bombs and killing people.
Here's the thing. Here's the big T. I'm really about to make Mr. Legend proud because I was listening. Putin has been on the back end in attempts to make conversation and communication this entire time.
So that's why he been kissing with Trump.
Uh-oh. So what I'm understanding, and it's really difficult, and we're going to talk about journalism and how intense it is, because your girl is actually trained and vetted in the field, and so I really be putting my journalistic hat on every single Friday, Thursday, whatever night to bring this stuff to y'all, because it requires so much, like, I'm not just going to one source. I'm not just looking at a story on Instagram when we coming up with this stuff. But this topic specifically was so broad.
Yeah.
Every single time I attempted to do some quote unquote research, I had to stream through 17 recent updates within the last 45 minutes of updates that's happening on Ukraine. That's why I'd be like, oh my God, I got to report on this. So the U.S. media has a thing about, like, you know, painting the picture to champion us or to make us look good. And we have not seen the attempts from Russia's side to mitigate the situation peacefully. Yeah. And we're not going to see that because that just goes against the image that the United States has created for itself.
I mean, but guess what? I guess this is because shout out to the girl on TikTok because she broke it down really, really, really good. But I guess it's just kind of like this because now I'm finna give each the exact breakdown, right? Mm-hmm. So you know how you cool with somebody, but I'm not cool with them. But you want to mend it so that shit don't go left.
When I have a joint event, maybe.
Or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I'm like, if you friends with him.
You can't be friends with me.
And that's why they wanted Trump out.
It's some messy stuff.
They messy. The U.S. is messy.
Oh, for sure.
Like you said, 3,800 troops have been enlisted from Georgia.
Yeah, they're already enlisted, of course, but they've been called and they're going to be sent to. Their orders have been sent to Europe within the next few weeks, so we don't know what's happening. Biden did say that at this time that there's no actual plan to go and get the American citizens, the Americans that are in the Ukraine right now, but they were advised to seek cover because shit's going down and the Ukrainian people are leaving the capital right now. They're seeking refuge. So prayers all around the world, everybody that's attached to this, and really, you know, keep my family in your prayers because I have active members of the military in my family who have very important jobs in the military that will be called, you know, within the first ranks if something happens. So
yes, prayers up for them. But I also want to give one honorable mention to the president of Ukraine. Okay, the president of Ukraine is on the front lines with his soldiers. He is out there with his guns and everything and going to war for it. Okay, so last night he said in a conference that this might be your last time seeing me. You know, this might be your last time seeing me because the Russians were trying to get to Kyiv, which is the capital, and that's in the center of Ukraine. So last night they were able to hold off They were able to hold off, and the Russians were not able to get through. So big shout out to the president of Ukraine. You a real one. I know that's right. You want to pull up to my door? You want to pull up to my door?
I'm outside.
I'm outside. What's up,
Waiting
Putin?
on you.
Where you at, Putin? You want to send your goons, but I'm out here. I'm out here too.
With you.
Okay, moving on to
brighter note.
President Joe Biden's initiative to Black History Month. I'm just kidding. But President Joe Biden stood on his promise of nominating a Black woman to the Supreme Court. Yesterday, he nominated Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court of the United States. Jackson currently serves as a judge for the D.C. Circuit of the United States Court of Appeals, which is the second highest court in the land. Mm-hmm. She is a graduate of Harvard College and Harvard Law School, and she will be replacing Justice Breyer, who will be retiring. So the Senate is scheduled to start interviewing her around mid-April. So we'll see what happens. Y'all keep it cute with the questions and vote a sister in.